In the morning, Roxane rolled onto Julieta's belly and tried to tell her about the man who had gotten her pregnant and for whom she dropped out of high school and run away from home to live with, and about how he had reimagined her body with images from a book about the ocean they both loved to look at in the mornings after long nights of drinking. "If you ask me something, anything, I'll answer it," Roxane said. She was wide-eyed and expectant. "All right." Julieta rubbed her eyes. Her face was swollen from last night's sleep, and she smelled strong, like wet earth. "All right, do you love me?" "Of course I do," Roxane said, too quickly for thought. She rolled off the thick, warm body of her girlfriend and stared up at the ceiling. "You do?" Julieta's body rolled onto Roxane's now, and she stared at her with a soft, smudged-out expression of relief. "I love you too." They heard the front door closing. Julieta's mother was gone to church, and a weight wasn't quite lifted, just suspended temporarily above their heads. In the shaky quiet, both girls drifted off to sleep again, and Roxane had wild, bad dreams. And sometime before noon, both were awoken by the same banging, the same moans as last night's. "Oh my God, are they doing it up there?" Julieta's face lit up. Her amazement seemed simple and childish, but inside, it was like a door was opening, and she fluttered to get out. "Sounds like it. Does that mean, do you think Joey hears us? We're not loud enough." Roxane got dressed. Julieta got dressed too, in a too small tank top, then followed Roxane out onto the fire escape. Outside was bright blue without clouds. The girls sat on the landing, feet dangling between the iron bars, saying nothing. They were completely quiet. Just as Roxane finished her cigarette, the door above them swung open and Julieta gasped and a woman coughed and Roxane lit another cigarette. "Roxane, I think it's a one-night stand. Like he just picked her up last night or something." Roxane looked at the backyard where she registered nothing but an old rusty oblong bathtub in the farthest corner. Above them, Joey and the woman talked about the weather. "Hello, Roxane. What do you think?" "Jules, I don't know. Who cares? Why don't you ask him if you're so curious?" Joey talked loudly about his ex now. She turned out to be an unappreciative little cunt. That's how most women are, and it's to be expected when they get everything handed to them the way they do. "Imagine growing up knowing a man's always going to fucking financially take care of you," he said to the girl who laughed hysterically at rhythmic intervals. "Can I try some?" Julieta took the cigarette from Roxane's fingers and put it against her lips. "Jules, are you sure?" She pressed it to her lips cautiously as if she weren't sure of her own depth perception. And as Roxane watched her inhale, she felt protective and guilty and a little bit in awe of Julieta's innocence. Julieta coughed, but only mildly, and once she had, the world felt bright and dizzy. The door above them slammed shut. "Oh my God," Julieta said. "Imagine having sex with someone like Joey. He's like one of those Neanderthals, like a brute." Roxane felt very tired and very heavy. "Let's go inside, Jules." "I don't want to. I want another drag." "I'm going inside." Julieta pressed the all-white cigarette back into her mouth, inhaled, and tossed the thing into the landlady's grapevines. Before she met Roxane, Julieta used to kneel at the foot of her mother's altar next to the TV and pray to the Virgin Mary that she not go to university a virgin. Having remained a virgin her entire life, Julieta thought it was Mary who'd understand her delicate and somewhat sinful plight the best. Her favorite figurine of Mary on her mother's altar was small and plastic, and she'd hold it and shut her eyes and hands so tight that Mary's silhouette would leave a mark on the inside of her palm that lasted for hours sometimes. Even then, it was clear to Julieta that she was gay. Boys didn't fascinate her, they didn't scare her, they didn't make her nervous. They were boring and predictable. Girls confused her, they made her blush. She liked the way they walked with asses and breasts that hung off of them like thick chains of silver. Still, when a woman caught her staring, she'd bow her head down in shame and wish that she'd been born different. When Roxane appeared, Julieta knew her prayers had been answered, and if her prayers had been answered, then it wasn't wrong who she was, how she felt. Roxane taught her these things with the sudden force of lightning. "Who the fuck cares what anyone else does in their own bedroom?" Roxane had said to her. "We can do whatever we want, and it doesn't even have to stay in the bedroom, actually." Roxane had kissed Julieta straight on the lips. Now kiss me back, she'd said. Who cares? What are they going to say? If they say anything, just watch what I'll do. You can't always just be like reading books. You got other parts to your body than just your brain. You know that, right? I'm serious, kiss me. I know you want to. Julieta had swallowed hard, then pressed her lips, then tongue into Roxane, and they'd both fallen backwards into the grass. On a warm, sunny day in the Dufferin Grove Park, surrounded by 50 people or more, they kissed and touched each other over their clothes for close to an hour. So then it was true. Julieta knew. Thank you.